projection here is Bahrain. And what we are seeing is from 0, we are seeing back in last year, because if you look in the middle of the screen, it says the 1st of December, 2020. That's where I kind of put the mark. And you notice they're kind of flat there. But they were high on the left, and apparently they were able to get it to come down. And then all of a sudden, from that point, it started rising, and look how high it reached, right? Now give me the next slide. This is the cases. This is how much cases, COVID cases in Bahrain. And you'll see why I'm using Bahrain just now. Now look at the same date, around January. It was flat when they started the vaccine. And then they started to increase the vaccine, and look how high it reached, how much people were vaccinated. Now Bahrain is a country that is almost 100, very high as far as vaccination goes, where they have the two doses. The dark green is the 2 doses, and the light green is the 1 dose. And they have had massive vaccination increase. So they increased all the way up 800,000 vaccinated. And if you go back to the previous slide, the same time you would see that there is a corresponding increase in cases together with the vaccine. Right? Increases cases together with the vaccine. So as the cases, the vaccine increase, the cases also increase. And I find that kind of strange, because you would feel if the vaccine increasing, the cases should go down. You should have, the blue should be going flatter like how it started, but instead it go up. Give me a next slide, Imran, next country. That is Bahrain. And why I'm using Bahrain, because Bahrain is a country, a population of 1.7 million, and they are an island too. So they're very similar to Trinidad. Now, watch something with India. We all hear the big thing was going on with India the other day, and the panic. We all heard about India. The whole world was focused on India. But watch India's cases. From since last year, this is August last year, they had a high point, but then it went down flat till the 12th of December. And all of a sudden, it go all the way down. Now, they wasn't vaccinated. They wasn't doing anything yet. The vaccine was not available in this period of time. But down there now, and you're looking at the flat point around December, and then you saw in, I think I have it up there, the 14th of March, is when they begin to do their heavy vaccinating. And as soon as they start to do the heavy vaccinating, watch what happened. The cases rise all the way. Look how high it reached. All of a sudden, and they're vaccinating. Now, give me the vaccination stats. The next slide, Imran. Right. If you notice, the same thing happened. From when they started the vaccine, look, vaccine all the way up to 150 million people. And yet for all, instead of the blue dive, the cases go down, the cases go up. And I find that real strange. You know, I'm just observing that it's just the facts. I'm not saying one thing or the other. People have to come to their own conclusion. I'm not saying what is happening. I'm just showing that when you started the vaccine, the cases go up too. As you begin to vaccine more, the cases go on up. Now they might say, well, it's because the cases gone up, there was vaccine in plenty, but then the cases should have gone down. Not go up. You know, because the vaccine is to bring down the cases. So it should be going the other way around. The vaccine, the green should be going up, and the blue should be going down. But that's not what's happening. All right, so turn again now to the next slide, which is the interesting slide, which really which affects us. Now here, go again. Go back to, you're missing our own. This is right. This here. This is Trinidad. Now look at how beautiful we were. This is Trinidad. Last year, we had lockdown in June, and we opened back up the country. We had in September and all that, they locked down the place. We knew that. And then they come and they open back up, I think it was when, in November. We began to open back up. And look, we opened back up, and what was going on? Everybody, by the time we were in January, February, our country, Trinidad, was basically, you know, nearly fully 100% open up. And we were flat. January, we were flat. January, February, March, we were flat. Now, if you look at something here, in March 28, I have on top, we only had, 23 cases, right? And then right there in April, go to the next slide, Imran. This is Trinidad. Look what happened here. In April, March, underneath there, we began to vaccine. And we vaccine all the way up to 100,000 people. And what was going on? Turn back to the other slide. You would think that the blue should go down, right? But instead, it skyrocketed higher than last year by nearly triple, right? As soon as we started to vaccine, now I know they're saying it's because of Easter and all of that, but we went through Christmas. And trust me, I am sure people gather more around Christmas time than they did for the Easter holiday. Easter is a handful of people go wherever they went, but for Christmas, the whole country would have been going here, there, and everywhere. Because we were not in lockdown. We were just, and nobody couldn't stop us from gathering at families, and you know Christmas is family time. Yet for all, we did not have a spike, but we get a spike as soon as they started. Now, if you go, Imran, if you show when we got our vaccine, I don't know if it's forward. That would want it with the cover. If it's the next slide, now go back. Go back. And, right. No, go back. I want the one with the dates. Yeah, right here. I think it's the one before this one. Nice. If you notice, in March 30th, 2021, this is where we got the first 33,600 doses of COVID vaccine. Right? That's when, and then right in April, we started the vaccine. And as soon as we begin to vaccine, it started to rise. Now, I want to be clear about vaccine. People need to understand, and it is very puzzling how the official people use the term vaccine, because there are many different vaccines. They are not one vaccine for COVID-19. And trust me, the vaccine we get in the Caribbean and the third world countries is not what they're getting in the first world countries. The first world countries are getting Pfizer and Moderna, and Pfizer and Moderna seem to be working against the COVID-19. But the AstraZeneca, which is the most common vaccine used in all the world because it's cheaper and it's easier to contain, that's the one that we get. That's the one that India got. That's the one that Bahrain, they've been using. A matter of fact, Bahrain been using the Chinese one, which is the, if we go down, we will see Bahrain. Give me back the Bahrain. The Bahrain stats that I gave you. We will see a little note on what happened with Bahrain. No, the clips, not the chart. Yeah, the text. Keep going down. I believe it was the last one I gave you. Okay, hold it right here. You see the UK, go back. The UK, in addition to Pfizer vaccine, regulators are pouring over data from the similar vaccine made by Moderna and third, AstraZeneca of Cambridge, UK, right? These are the vaccines that the UK was using, and the UK also had a spike where they was in lockdown, I think around December, somewhere around there. They were panicking also. And they too was using the AstraZeneca, and they stopped using it. For a while, it was on a standby, and they began to use the Pfizer and the Moderna. The US does not have an increase because they only use Pfizer and Moderna. Right, give me next slide, let me see. Go forward, Imran. Yeah, where is it, Bahrain? Okay. Now, look at this, what's happening in Bahrain. And we have to be careful it doesn't happen here in Trinidad. It says just 6 months after receiving 2 shots of the China's Sinopharm COVID-19 vaccine, which is one of the vaccines that we would be getting in Trinidad. Bahrain being offered booster doses. It says here, some people in Bahrain are being offered booster doses of the Pfizer vaccine. The decision to mix vaccines come as the Gulf state is experiencing a wave of virus infection despite having a very high per capita vaccinating rate. So even though they are vaccinated high, even though almost 100% of the population is vaccinated, they have a high spike. Why? Why are you having a high spike if your people are being vaccinated? And the authorities need to see this. But I don't care about the authorities. What I care about is faith in the word. I care about faith in the word, and I want faith in the word to see what I am saying, because you all have decisions to make. And you need to make your decisions based on what you are seeing, and not what people telling you or what they making it mandatory for you. I'm not concerned about governments and politics. I am concerned about the faith in the word, members that I am responsible for. And who vex with me, that's their problem. They are not responsible for faith in the word. I am responsible for faith in the word. And I want you all to understand this. And I want you all to see what's going on. It says here, the booster is being recommended for people who are over 50, obese, or have weakened immune systems. Now, why they need a booster after 6 months and they got their and why is there a spike? This should go down. It's because they're the vaccine that they are using. Now, I'm not against vaccines. No, understand that. I've told you all that before. I am not against vaccines. You understand? But you cannot be taking something and governments pushing things on you, and you are forced to take it because you want to work or because you want to survive and all these different things. You need to see what is being pushed on you. You need to understand, because there is a biblical situation that I'm going to show based on the choices that you all have to make that is coming up in the future. All of this is a prep. It's where you are being prepped for what is to come. It have no two ways about it. You know, the Bible is sound. The Bible is true. Every word will be fulfilled. So we continue. Let me see where we reach. Give me the next slide. Imran, I will have to